English, the language that transforms your mind. An inspirational English learning journey. Part 1. A new way of thinking. Imagine this. Every time you speak another language, your brain changes. Literally. It's not just a feeling, not a poetic idea. It's a biological fact. When you switch from your first language to English, your brain starts to fire new signals. Your thoughts begin to flow differently. Your emotions shift. Your focus sharpens. It's like putting on a new pair of glasses, and suddenly the entire world looks brighter, clearer, and somehow more meaningful. At first, it feels uncomfortable. You pause before every sentence, searching for the right word. Your tongue feels heavy. Your confidence trembles. But something remarkable is happening beneath that struggle. Deep inside your brain, new connections begin to grow. Each mistake you make, each word you repeat, each sentence you rebuild, it's not wasted time. It's your brain evolving, building new pathways, expanding its power. Every minute you spend learning English is a silent revolution happening inside your mind. Learning English doesn't just give you new words. It gives you a new way to think, to see, to understand. It's not simply communication, it's transformation. Part 2. The power of neuroplasticity. Your brain is not a fixed machine. It's alive, it's flexible, and it's constantly changing. Scientists call this neuroplasticity, the brain's incredible power to rebuild and rewire itself through learning and experience. When you start learning English, you're not just memorizing lists of vocabulary. You are literally reshaping your brain's structure. New neurons form bridges. New circuits begin to glow. Think of your brain as a city. Each time you learn a new word, a small path appears between 2 points. At first, it's rough and narrow. But every time you use that word again, the road becomes wider, faster, smoother. Eventually, that path becomes a powerful highway of thought. The more you practice, the easier communication becomes, not because English is simpler, but because your brain has upgraded itself. You start to think more clearly, listen more attentively, and express ideas more deeply. You don't just gain knowledge, you grow mental strength. So remember this, learning English is not about memorization. It's about transformation. You're not just learning words, you're building a stronger, more capable version of your mind. Part 3. The language engine. Inside your head, there's a complex and beautiful engine, your language system. Different parts of your brain work together like gears in a powerful machine. Broca's area helps you form words and build sentences. Wernicke's area allows you to understand meaning when you listen or read. And the hippocampus acts like your brain's hard drive, storing new vocabulary and creating long-term memories. At first, using English feels exhausting. Your brain lights up everywhere, trying to coordinate each word, each sound, each rule. It's like lifting weights for your mind. Every repetition feels heavy, but every repetition makes you stronger. Then one day, something amazing happens. You start to think in English. The effort fades away. Your thoughts move faster. You respond naturally. That's not magic. That's your brain becoming a fluent machine, optimized for a new language. The more you learn, the more efficient your brain becomes. You don't just know English, you run on English. Part 4. The bilingual advantage. Speaking 2 languages is like giving your brain a superpower. It doesn't just make you smarter in language, it improves how you think, plan, and solve problems in every area of life. When you switch between languages, your brain performs a mental workout. It must choose the right words, control attention, and block the other language from interfering. This constant mental gymnastics builds incredible mental discipline. Bilingual people tend to remember information better, stay focused longer, and adapt to change more easily. Their minds are more flexible. They can switch between ideas and perspectives smoothly. And here's the best part. Speaking two or more languages actually protects your brain as you age. Research shows that bilingual people can delay the effects of brain aging and dementia for several years. So when you spend 30 minutes learning English every day, you're not just learning to speak, you're giving your brain the exercise it needs to stay young, sharp, and alive.
Part 5. Why English is a Special Challenge. English is a mystery. It's irregular, unpredictable, and endlessly fascinating. And that's exactly why it makes your brain grow stronger. Spelling can feel like a puzzle. Tough, though, through, thought. They look similar, but sound completely different. Your brain has to adapt, memorize patterns, and build flexibility. Then there's vocabulary, more than 500,000 words drawn from Latin, French, German, and beyond. Every new word is another connection, another spark of understanding. And grammar? It's full of rules and exceptions that break those rules. But every time you struggle, you're teaching your brain persistence, pattern recognition, and creative problem solving. English pronunciation also gives your brain a workout. Sounds like th or r may not exist in your native language. When you train your tongue, your brain is learning fine motor control and precision. So yes, English is hard, but that's what makes it so powerful. It's not just a subject you learn, it's a mental gym that strengthens your brain in ways no other activity can. Part 7. Real Stories. How English Changes Lives. Dr. Maria Rossi, Italy, the scientist who learned to think differently. Maria, a neuroscientist from Italy, spent years researching brain chemistry in her native language. But when she joined a global research project, everything changed. She had to discuss complex ideas in English. At first, it was difficult. Every conversation felt like climbing a mountain. But after months of reading and writing in English, something shifted. She began to think about science directly in English. Her thoughts became clearer, her presentations more confident, her ideas more organized. She says, "It's like English gave structure to my thinking. My brain works in new ways now." Dr. Nguyen Minh, Vietnam, the doctor who rebuilt his mind. Nguyen, a young doctor from Hanoi, moved to Australia for medical training. He had to relearn everything: medical terms, patient communication, even humor in English. At first, his brain was overwhelmed, but through daily practice, English became natural. He began diagnosing, discussing, and dreaming in English. He discovered that English made his explanations simpler and his decisions faster. Learning English didn't just help him practice medicine, it made him a better thinker. Lena Park, South Korea, the engineer who found her voice. Lena worked in a Korean tech company but wanted to join an international team. She pushed herself to learn English every night. At first, she translated everything in her head. But one day, during a meeting, she realized she was thinking in English. She said later, "English didn't just open new job opportunities. It opened my confidence. It taught me how to think boldly." Part 7. One world, many ways of thinking. Today, over 1.5 billion people speak English. It connects us across borders, across generations, across dreams. But it also changes how we think. Some people fear that if everyone speaks English, we might lose cultural diversity. But the truth is, English is evolving into many beautiful forms. In India, people speak Indian English, rich with rhythm and local flavor. In Singapore, Singlish mixes Chinese, Malay, and English into something unique and full of character. In Nigeria, Nigerian English carries music, wisdom, and community in its tone. These versions of English are not mistakes. They're living proof of adaptation. They show how people around the world take English and make it their own, without losing identity. English has become more than a language. It's a bridge, connecting cultures while allowing each one to shine in its own light. Part 8. Our future with English. Learning English is more than memorizing grammar or passing exams. It's a journey into understanding yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, your potential. When you learn English, you begin to observe how your mind works. You see how language shapes emotion, how words build confidence, how stories create meaning. But remember, English is not meant to replace your native language, it should live beside it. Every language you know is another window to reality. Each one helps you understand life from a new perspective. The future belongs to those who can think in many ways, who can switch between cultures, bridge ideas, and create new possibilities. So when you study English for 30 minutes today, don't think of it as just study time. Think of it as brain training. Think of it as building your global self, one word, one sentence, one idea at a time. Because English doesn't just change your words, it changes your vision, your confidence, your future, and ultimately, your world. Final message. Every time you open your mouth to speak English, you're not just practicing, you're transforming. Keep learning, keep believing, because the journey is changing you from the inside out.
If this video inspired you or helped you learn something new, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Motivation to Study English for 30 minutes every day. Your support is the energy that keeps us creating better and more meaningful videos every single day.